Liam Knight.
Award for outstanding achievement in
Being shit.
Hey guys and girls, Joshy here, BJ and GameDay back for another night of Supercoach. A little bit of a pre-season special. Obviously, I haven't been around too much this pre-season, but we just wanted to kick off a few things that we've done. Obviously, in other seasons, with looking at pods from each team, a few cash cows, and a few of the no-go zone, and the big announcement of the Liam Knight Award for this year. So we've got Bogan with me. G'day, Bogan. Welcome back for another one, mate.
Hey, how you doing, King?
Good buddy, good.
Mate, I need to say it. I know I said it last week. At the start of the year, you said you wouldn't come back. You then came back and said you were going to take it a little bit easier. You then sent through 30-odd players for me to look up.
Yep. I like to give you a challenge.
And then today, I was literally outside at work looking like my cat avatar. And you're sending me a text message saying you want to do a live draft tonight.
Mate, look, it was a spur of the moment thing. I don't know what it was, but I just thought, bugger it. And look, I had a couple of guys sort of obviously question, is this a mock draft or anything like that? No, it's just a full-on, let's just get 8 blokes together. So there's me, there's you, there's a couple of the regulars. And mate, after this, we'll jump into a live draft probably in the next hour and 15 or so. So, mate, it's not something I've done before. I've always had Brett leading the drafts, but yeah.
So how come you haven't got 1,000 kids like Brent Hampton? When you say I'm just going to put the tip in, you go balls deep.
Oh, well, look, for me, my 2 girls, they're a little bit older. They look after themselves, it's not too bad. So, yeah, so, I mean, a little bit easier for me to find the time and such, but yeah, the last few weeks it's just been hectic with them, but they realise footy season started and Dad's going to disappear a little bit, which is good. So, a little bit more attention to it now. So I'm happy about that, mate, and we'll just see how the season goes from here. So, yeah, why I did this draft tonight, I've got no idea, but I thought, look, the missus was out at a dinner with work friends. The kids are over at their grandparents. Why not just be a miserable bastard and do Supercoach instead of something else?
Now, speaking of, last time we checked, we still have 1 spot left in this draft.
We do. Look, I've put the code earlier in the chat here. We do have 1 spot left out of the 8 man. So we've got me and you. We've got 5 others joining in. And, the more the merrier. Well, the one more the merrier. So anyone who's out there who wants to join a draft in the next, it's going to go 9:30 Queensland time, 10:30 New South Wales. Jump on 587-846 is the code. 587-846. If no one's jumped on board the next half an hour, we'll throw it on the Facebook Fanatics pages and draft pages and things like that. So 1 spot to go. And we're just going to live stream it. We'll kick on here after this video. Anyone who wants to join in can Skype in and stuff. We'll figure it out as we go. We'll just have fun with it. So,
and while you're commentating the draft action, I'll be playing some PS5.
Mate, I tell you what, I'm in my mate's garage here. Despite the family being out, I thought I'm going to duck out. So I'm at my mate's place doing this, and we'll probably be playing darts while we're doing the draft anyway. So there'll be commentary along the way. I'll be bagging everyone out, and we'll see how we go. So yeah, Shano, it is 10:30 New South Wales time. Yes, buddy.
Did Shano get in?
No, not yet. So I know obviously he had to pull out of our other one. He's got a couple of kids due. I mean, Shano, this one won't be anywhere near as time consuming as the dynasty, whatever, however you want to call it. Mate, if you can, jump on board, pal.
Well, as I said, and this is, I got to say, while we got the most viewers here, because they tend to knock off during the end, this is just the warm up. I know that Dr. Kayando earlier said he has a suspicion this one could get loose, and it's like, no, Sunday is when it will be loose.
Look,
when we do the big one,
Yeah.
the Premiership draft. Canberra Day is on the Monday, so me and Brent don't need to work. We're going to be hitting up the drinks.
Yep.
So, and that could be our last broadcast because
Yeah, look-
there's a reason why they call them gamer words, mate. Like,
Oh, mate, look, I've got the wild turkeys here tonight, and I'll have one or two during the show, but it won't get too hectic. Unless me mate in here kicks on and we go for a big one. But I've got work tomorrow, so that along with me friggin' bung knee from Monday, I'll take it pretty easy. But yeah, Sunday's going to be a huge one with the boys. We're all going to tune in for that one on Skype or Zoom or Discord or whatever the fuck we do, and it'll be a big one. Real lot of laughs at that one. So yeah,
probably Skype because I couldn't be fucked working out the technical shit of the other stuff,
mate. Absolutely. So let's just jump straight into it, mate. You got the screens there ready. What are we going up first?
Yeah. Oh, just let me bring up your screen so you can see what's going on.
Cool.
So we got the pods first.
All right, so guys, basically what I've done every year, if you're just joining in or if you're new to the videos, just a pod from each team. Someone under 10% ownership currently. So obviously that's always changing. And there may be some pods in here that have changed. I did this a few days ago. So I know obviously with injuries and with obviously, things like Tessie New, for example, he's not my pod, but you see stuff like this happening every day, or the indiscretions or the injuries and things like that. That can always change it. But as of publication and as of me giving notice to Bogan, these are the ones that I picked. So who we got first up, mate?
Yeah. Well, he can wait for cash cows, but there has been some cash cow news with a cheapie that everyone's picked, and we'll go into that when we get up to cash cows.
There you go. Mate, well, we start off, we go the pods in alphabetical order. So we're going to start with the Wooden Spooners from last year and the Broncos. I've gone for Herbie Farnworth. Now, I like this kid, and I actually had him in my classic team for a fair bit of the draft, like the drafts and stuff that we do and stuff like that. So, look, I'm not sure what it is about him, but this is a guy who seems to have a fair bit of ability behind him, but I just don't know how he's going to fare in that Broncos team. But I do like him as a little bit of a pod. Look, he's sort of positioned price-wise where a lot of those centre wingers are, that sort of 300 to 350. And I just think, look, if anyone's looking for something that is that little bit of a player of difference, Bogan and I were speaking before the show. It's not that everyone's teams are the same this year, but they're very, very similar. So I remember years gone by on Facebook and that you'd see guys with, put out their teams, how's my team, rate my team and everything like that. And you'd see some terrible teams. You'd see some really shit stuff. Not so much this year. I think last year a lot of people sort of figured it out. And most of the teams I'm seeing put up on Facebook pages are fairly solid teams. So it's really going to come down to those pods that are going to separate us. So, this fella for the Broncos, I just think he's got some good ability. I think if he can sort of create the right combinations in the team and continue to develop, as we've seen probably over the last 2 seasons, he hasn't got better rapidly, but there may be that season where he just breaks out. So a little bit of a pod for mine, Herbie Farnworth for the Broncos. By all means, guys, put in the chat anyone that you may think, or whether you agree with me or disagree with me or whatever. But, see how you go. Next up, we have for the Doggies. And, look, one of their prop forwards, Ofahiki Ogden. Now, look, I've always Bulldogs players are always ones that I've just avoided. Just never really wanted to go near the team, probably just because the attacking abilities were never there. Their backs really never performed other than Will Hopewadi. And he was really only ever good at fullback, not in the centres. But look, I watched this guy in the trials against Cronulla. He's a big boy. He's got plenty of presence. Never really had the minutes on the park. Never really had the opportunity to get that starting spot. Obviously, Aiden Tolman's gone now. I just want to see him get some more minutes in the rotation. Obviously, $243,000 is a cheap price. So a lot of people are looking at blokes like Murdoch Masilla and Ryan James and things like that. And look, come Team List Tuesday, there's the smallest of chances that this bloke could, be in the starting squad. Most likely he's going to be on the bench. But I just think minutes are the key to this guy, because I think once he gets more minutes on the park, he will develop pretty quickly. I don't think there's too much of an offload there. I don't think there's much of that or the finesse of the game I know not too many front rows have got too much finesse, but yeah, look, just a developing player, and I think he could be something to watch out for. So, Offahicky Ogden for the Doggies. The next one up we've got for the Cowboys, and we've got Reece Robson. Now, the key for me in this one is this guy turning into an 80-minute hooker and basically Jake Granville just completely disappearing. So I like this guy. I actually, a day or two ago, obviously when we did the last stream, I spoke about centre wingers and creating a team that was based around centre winger guns. And what it basically forced me to do was reassess other positions, whether it was second rows, which was what I spoke about, but I more or less found me compensating in the halves and in the hooking and front row positions rather than second row. So this was actually the guy who I put into that centre wing team as the starting hooker. Look, I think he's got the right ability. I think there's definitely potential there. North Queensland, look, they stay away from the press. They're up there. They're so far away. They've just got to do their own thing. New coach, Toddy Payton. Let's see what he does up there and how the team can develop. A lot of people obviously talking about Val Holmes and a few other players in the team. Obviously, Tamalolo, how much minutes he's sort of reduced, but I just think this guy could be that little bit of pod. And again, whether he turns into a top-line hooker and makes 650, but if we look at what Appy did last year, I mean, Appy was priced a lot lower, but I think this guy's got that opportunity if he can turn into that 80-minute hooker.
He's a decent draft option too.
Mate, decent, yeah, absolutely. Decent draft option. I reckon he's probably someone you can, probably pick up later in the draft if you want to sort of avoid that hooker position to begin with. It's obviously a position that is lacking in depth this year, with obviously Cam Smith gone, McInnes out. Harry Grant will obviously go quick, even though he's only out for 4 weeks. But yeah, just someone there that you might be able to pick after you've maybe pick 4 or 5, maybe even a little bit later, depending on who you're going first and what's available. What else we got, mate? Who's next? Dragons.
Paul Vaughan.
All right, Paulie Vaughan. Mate, I love this guy. I just think a lot of people sleep on this guy. Not as big last season as he was the season before, when he sort of had that big attacking season. He scored a lot of tries. But his workload is good. There's something there with this guy. And I think with the Dragons, with everyone else they've got there, your Blake Lawries, your Jackson Fords, I just think this guy is the leader of their pack now. James Graham's obviously gone, and I think he can step up and be that better player. It's just whether he wants to be. I guess it's one of those things where you just look at him and think, all right, are you too lazy, or are you just there to get your paycheck and turn up, play a few minutes of football, and then move on? I want to see him have the hunger to win games and to be better. And I think he had that a couple of years ago when he first went to the Dragons, and he's just got to find that again. But 513,000, look, you've got a lot of players in that sort of early 500s in the front row, in the second row that people are looking at, blokes like your Tinos and stuff like that. So again, this is all just about pods. This is about blokes that no one own, that we think could step up and maybe do the job. And yeah, I'm a big fan of Van. Big fan of Vaughan. So yeah, we'll see there. Who we got for the Eels? Look, I've gone with a young gun here in Dylan Brown. Ownership is only small. I think it's about 5 or 6% at the moment, maybe not even. So, look, the kid's just awesome. The kid's shown a lot of poise under pressure. Mitchell Moses has arguably taken a little bit of a backseat to him. A little bit of news in the preseason with him switching to the right-hand side, keeping that combination with Sean Lane, though, and Laney switching to the right side as well. I don't know how that'll affect it, but definite pod this kid. Again, another one that'll be, I guess, a popular draft pick, maybe around that sort of round 4, 5, 6. And I think people will get definite value for money. I know 564,000 is a lot of money for a guy who spent a few weeks on the sideline, but the potential that he's got there and shown. Look, I think behind Nathan Cleary, he's probably the second most exciting young half in the game at the moment. So if he can do a similar thing, obviously goal kicking helps Cleary, but yeah, let's see how he goes. What do we got? Jesus Christ. Who next?
Mitch Barnett.
Newcastle Knights, Mitch Barnett. Now, look, I found it hard to find one for the Knights, to be honest. I'm not really a fan of much of their team with regards to Supercoach pods. And really, you got your Kalen Pongers and your Bradman Best and stuff, but I got to be honest, I reckon Brent's team's in for a bit of hurt this year. I know they'll find a way around it, but the sort of pre-season turmoil with Adam O'Brien and all that bullshit, and they've had a few key injuries. Lachlan Fitzgibbon's a mid to long-term injury, but I just again, this kid had a breakout year 2 or 3 seasons ago. Then he went a little bit quiet, but the key for this guy is to get 80 minutes, and if a few injuries fall here or there, obviously the Knights have got a good rotation with the Saifidi brothers and Clemmer in the front row. That they have the opportunity to play second rowers 80 minutes. And if this guy can get the minutes, he can definitely be that pod for people. So 543,000, again, you're looking at that sort of mid 500, early 500 range. There's a lot of players in there. But I think this guy has the potential to improve in Supercoach and to get better and sort of more, more points than others in that same kind of category. So, whether people sort of agree or not, let's see. Next one up, we've got Penny Panthers, and I've gone with Jerome Luai. Wow, what a season last year this kid had. He was absolutely awesome. Sometimes he didn't even play second fiddle to Nathan Cleary. Obviously, Nathan Cleary, class young player, kicks a lot of goals, performs a lot, but this combination this guy created on that left-hand side, and we saw it again in the trial as well, scored a cracking try, and I just can't see why it was slowed down. Confidence is king, and this guy's got it in spades after last season. So, you talk about Dylan Brown, they're two together. I think this bloke's probably got a little bit more X factor about his game, and he's improved his kicking out of sight. His short game kicking has been huge. And that's probably where Dylan Brown you'd think would edge him. But, they're probably 50-50 at this stage with who you could get on as a pod if you wanted to go someone different other than your Munsters or your Cody Walkers, or you needed that extra 70 or 100,000 to play with. So, definitely someone to have a look at, because I don't think he'll let you down if you put him in your side. So, yeah. What do we got after that? We've got the Rabbits. Now,
Jai Arrow.
Wow, look, I don't know, surely at this price, this guy comes back and just performs. You've got Wayne Bennett as your coach. You've got arguably you've got a back line that's just lethal anywhere across the park. You look at the Cookie days from 2 seasons ago, and they worked that. Cookie was brilliant off the back of a big pack that performed, the Burgess boys and everything like that. And this is a big reason why I think Cookie's probably one to avoid. Now, he'll never feature in my no-go zone just because of how good the kid is, but I just don't think he'll be as effective this year as he was 2 seasons ago. And I think we saw that last year as well. He's definitely going to have his moments, but this guy may help that. They need that little bit more. I know we all sort of spoke about wanting this guy to play 80 minutes, but I just don't think he will. I think Wayne Bennett is keen to keep that rotation. 55, 60 minutes will be what this guy probably gets, but that's enough. If he can get form, and you speak about the confidence someone like Jerome Luai's got, if this guy can get that, stay injury-free, keep the back spasms away and all that kind of stuff, this guy can return to being one of the top second rowers in the game. Like the last 2 years, we sort of talk about how Gerbo's fallen off a little bit as well. These were the guys who everyone was sort of picking first and going to. So 474 is absolutely awesome pricing if someone wants to take that risk. and yeah, why not? If you're going to spend 530 on a Mitch Barnett, if you're going to spend 550 on a David Fafita or 500 on a Tino, this guy's done those things, the things that those guys have done as well. So, yeah, why not save 50, 70K and maybe have a lash at this guy? Low ownership and, yeah, good chance to perform well.
Well,
Hudson Young, Raiders.
Hudson Young.
Let's go early. Look.
Sorry about that.
No, that's all right, mate. That's all good. I tell you what, this guy, forget all the industry. Surely he's got to be learning. Surely he's got to be getting all the stupid shit out of his game. You look at young players like Jack Etherington, just blokes like that who just sort of have the brain snaps, and you got to hope this guy gets rid of it because there's a lot of potential there. And in a Raiders pack that's lost John Bateman, Sia Soliola's gone. Obviously, they've recruited Ryan James. Corey Harawira-Naera out for the indefinite future. This guy's going to get that starting second row spot. And I just think he's a very, very, very good opportunity for anyone who wants to sort of, again, take that pod action. And I mean, again, it's hard to find that balance across your team when you're spending 600, 700,000 on a gun to get that balance of a team this early in the season. So at 474, I mean, let's just say him and Jairo blasted out early in the season. All of a sudden, you've got a 200,000 head start on the other teams. So see what happens there.
Now, Joshy, before we move on, a lot of people in the chat are saying Jairo should be getting the Liam Knight Award tonight.
No, look, not at all. Not at all. And
It's like, I fucking hope not. They both play for South.
I tell you what, it's not a South thing, mate. I'm not a South basher. I tell you what, one of the things when we look at with the Liam Knight Award is basically everyone's got to be picking. Not everyone's got to be picking them, but I always look for something on social media that basically people are pushing. And it's funny because I obviously had put this guy as the Liam Knight Award 5 days ago. And in the past 48 hours, it's sort of blown up a little bit and it's gone even the other way that people want this guy even more. So it's interesting and I'm going to stand by it because I'm going to be the same as what it was last year. And people are going to say, look, Liam Knight, get on him. Fuck that. This guy, stay away from him. We'll see. All right. Jairo, definitely not the Liam Knight Award. Look, it's a hard one to start with because there's so many good second rowers. But put it this way: if I had 475,000 left and I need to buy a second rower, it'd be Jairo or Hudson Young. So there you go. Who we got next for the Roosters? Oh, look, again, another one here that was tough to find. Look, I've gone with Satili Tupanua. Obviously, Boyd Corner with the injuries and the concussions and all that stuff. The Roosters is just a hard team to find a pot in. They've got class across the park. Their back line is basically everyone's 600, 700,000. If they're not 40% owned like Teddy, they're 2% owned like the Morris boys, but they're just overpriced for this time of the season. Look, this kid, again, he's in a great team. And good players get even better when they're in good teams. It's as simple as that. So no doubt through that Rooster system, he'll be developing. He'll be getting better. He's in the right team to put his next step forward. So, look, not going to be in my team. But, again, it was more he was a selection based on it was hard to find a pot in the Roosters team otherwise. You look at young guns like Suwali and Walker. Everyone's that sort of 30% ownership and stuff. So, yeah, just a little something there that out of left field, I guess. For the Seagulls, their captain.
In a world where everyone's picking fucking Cleary,
Yeah.
people who roll the dice on DCE could come up a winner, I reckon.
Look, I had a chat with one of the boys at work today. Daly Cherry Evans is the Dane Gagai of halfbacks.
Yeah, I know, and I know exactly what you mean when you fucking say that.
I think Dane Gagai is one of the top 3 wingers in the world when he plays representative football. And when he plays club football, he's one of the most miserable fucking cunts you'll ever watch. So DCE I sort of put in the same category. You know, you put him in a Queensland team or an Australian team and things like that, and he steps up. Don't get me wrong, he's never the star of the show, although sometimes it happens. But when you're surrounded by guys that good, it just lifts your game. With Manly, not so much, you know. So what I'm hoping is obviously with Ruben Garrick out, or if Ruben Garrick doesn't play, that this guy, if he gets the goal kicking, that's a big thing. But you're right, 735,000 Nathan Cleary, 570,000 DCE, 165,000 difference. That's huge money. So, look, again, this whole segment's about pods. This whole segment's about picking someone against the curve who no one's sort of looked at before. So, yeah, who knows? Who knows? Well, if someone wants to roll the dice on him, I wouldn't blame him. What do we got after that?
Jack Williams.
Oh, again.
And it's interesting. The Sharkies have got two blokes called Jack Williams.
They do, yeah.
On their roster.
Yeah, they've got it.
So this one confused me a bit, but I thought,
well, I tell you what,
the one that looks like he's played a game.
In seasons gone past, you wouldn't have had a fucking clue. You just would have gone with the first one you'd seen.
Yeah,
look, there's a bit of a tough one because, again, I look through the Sharks and being a Sharkies fan, it's hard to find someone either that's pod or that you like at the moment. Look, the Sharks have got a terrible team. I really think we'll be in the bottom 4, bottom 5 this year. There's going to be a lot of struggles with the Sharks this year. Defensively, I think we're weak. But look, this guy went into last year, I think he was around 400,000, and there's a bit of hype around him. People thought, maybe he'd shown plenty in 2019, and then in 2020, he probably had the worst first 2 to 3 games I've ever seen from a professional footballer. He dropped the ball left, right, and centre. His attack was terrible. The defence, the big hits that we'd seen a few times in 2019, had just disappeared. But again, this is probably similar to Satili Tupanua, that I needed to pick someone, and I just sort of went with him. So 313,000. It's 90 grand less than where he was last year, where people were sort of touting him. But we were all very quick to sell him last year because we saw some bad form. So I don't know, just give him a second chance kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like if he can sort of find that confidence, maybe he's a chance. But we'll just see. What do we got?
Jerome Hughes just signed a new contract with the Storm.
Signed a new contract. That's if you
turned down a big money offer with the Warriors.
I tell you what, if you follow the Mitchell Moses form, that's a bad thing because once you sign the contract, you sort of take your foot off the gas. But look, again,
it seems like he's been assured his position by the sounds of things. I think that would be the reason why he'd sign up.
Oh no, absolutely, mate. I don't doubt it. The kid's a class player. Now I'm just texting me mate to bring me another drink.
To your fucking Bondi loft there.
Yeah. Look, the kid's a gun player, but it's just, again, the Melbourne Storm, it's tough to find that sort of pod in the team. All the sort of, your pappies. You just sort of don't want anyone else who's there. Maybe an Addo Carr or something like that, but again, consistency is not there. Jerome Hughes has shown that he's got a good ceiling on him, sort of that 120, 130. He's trying to find that consistency when Cam Munster takes over and avoid those 30s and 40s. But, chance to do something impressive, which is good. And, again, awkwardly priced at 540. I mean, if you look at this and you look at DCE at 570, if you're after someone there, I'm going DCE. But, let's just put him down because we needed someone there. So.
And the Shockmaster is saying that he's a fucking megapod there. But the Shockmaster also talks up the Cardi party, so take that as you will.
Yeah, well, we've all got bad taste sometimes. Mate, you're a decent Jerome Hughes fan. You've had him in a few drafts and a few teams over the years, mate.
Yeah, I like him. I think being in a position that he's comfortable in is going to help him this year. Just because he's been swapped around a lot. over the past couple of years. I think that stability is going to help him, and I think he'll be up there that year. I think this year might be a bit of a breakout for him.
Yeah, fair call. Next up, we've got for the West Tigers, we've gone with Luciano Leilua. Look, huge season last year. I actually didn't think he'd sort of kick on. My only concern is we've sort of spoken about players like Payne Haas and Tamalolo and things like that, where their effectiveness is almost as big when they play 55 or 60 minutes as it is 80. And I think this guy would be the same. I think his attack would get better if he actually had a spell. But again, Maz Maguire, he's pretty much known for just running guys as hard as they can in training and in games. And look, it's added to his legs. He's trimmed up over the off-season. You can see him. He looks a little bit fitter. 544K, I don't mind the price there. For a guy who averaged sort of, that 60, 61, I reckon he can bump that up this season. Look, the Tigers, again, you're probably looking at a team that's going to struggle. Maybe they're a chance to make the 8, but you're probably looking again that glorified 9th spot, 10th spot again. But this is a guy who's going to score plenty of Supercoach points for them and be one of their leaders. So I don't mind it. I've got him, again, so the centre wing team that I created, the pod team, this guy's actually in it. And yeah, he looked good there. So wait and see, but not too far fetched for that one. I don't think. Who else we got? The last couple for the Titans. Look, don't sleep on this guy. I don't think too many people are, but a lot of people are talking.
I just flashed him up. You're looking at the message you sent me, right?
No.
No?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, AJ Brunson.
Yeah, who the fuck is AJ Brunson?
Oh, fucking
I spent like half an hour looking for AJ fucking Brunson.
I can fucking imagine you would too, cunt. Oh, Jesus. AJ Brunson. Yeah, so Alexander Brimson, this is the bloke. What'd you have to text Brent and say, who's AJ Brunson?
No, I just after Googling and searching Supercoach, I just like, surely he means AJ Brimson. Yeah, fucking put the graphic in.
Yeah, look, AJ Brimson, mate, autocorrect there. Fucking, I don't know why Brunson, but anyway. Look, a lot of people going Teddy, a lot of people going Pappy, and with right reasons. They're both gun fullbacks. But this guy is going to be a huge pod this season. I think when I put this up, he was at 6% ownership. I don't think it's changed too much. In both my teams, he's my starting fullback. So when I had my, proper team, and now I've done this centre wing team, he's been my starting fullback. I just think everyone's talking about the advantages they're going to get from the Fafitas and the Tinos and things like that. With the increase in speed of the game, this is the guy who's going to thrive. We see your Teddies, we see what they do. This guy's just going to get more and more involved. Look, 650 is massive money. It is huge money to pay for this kid, but I think it's warranted. I'm just going to take a jump on this guy and just hope it works out. Let's have a crack at that. So, AJ Brimson, not AJ Brunson. There you go. And last but not least, for the Warriors, we've spoken about him on the Tuesday night show. One of my favourite players, and he is Jazz Tavanga. Now, again, this is probably the one that I was speaking about with ownership. I'm not too sure what he's gone to. Thank you, buddy. Good work. There we go. See? Service with a smile. Look, I'm not too sure what his ownership's gone to after, obviously, Wade Egan being ruled out. I know a few of the other sort of pod channels and stuff and the Facebook pages have pushed for this guy. So, look, just a gun player. Tries his absolute heart out. I just want him to get more minutes, and I think he will. I just think at 550K as a hooker option, even as a second row, look, if you put him there and you try a pod hooker, or if you try Cookie and Cookie doesn't work out or something like that, it's an easy switch, and bring someone, a gun into your second row. So that's the great thing about, obviously, that dual position. And I think this is the perfect guy to utilise that for. So there you go. All right. That's 16 pods, mate. Hopefully that wasn't too long. Cashcows.
We're going to keep it moving.
All right,
got 45 minutes till draft starts.
What do we got? 45.
45.
That's right. That's right. We'll
We've
go
got
through
plenty.
All right.
Got plenty, not as many.
Look, we've gone all pretty much shorties this year. There's a few there. Look, I didn't actually spend too much time on this list. I just did it for shits and giggles. So, number 10, we've got Jake Averillo for the Doggies. Now, look, I'm just a massive fan of this kid. It's going to be one season where he just goes fucking nuts. There's a lot of potential there. The great thing is, obviously, is that duality as well, wing, centre and 5'8". So, put him where you need to. I just think wherever he plays with the Bulldogs as well, whether it's in wing, centre, 5'8", fullback, he's just going to perform well and he's just going to get better and better. So really, really big raps on this kid. And I think 330 by the end of the season will sit at about 550. So, yeah. Number 9 for the Sharkies, we've got Matt Moylan. Now, fuck my tongue for saying this, but Jesus Christ. Look, we all know it. At the end of the day, this kid's a class player. He's got amazing ability, and only really Tommy Turbo's got hamstrings as bad as him. So, fingers crossed he can stay on the park. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but 253,000 is too much to ignore. You know, like I want him there. I think he's going to go great. What I saw in the trial was good, but that was a 40-minute game. He's got to get through 80 minutes. He's going to start there at 6 for the Sharks for at least 6 or 7 weeks. And again, if the Sharks, their run's not too bad early, but if he can get on a roll and sort of create some points, you could see him sort of post a 55, 60 average for over the first 6 or 8 weeks and jump up 200, 300,000. So there'll definitely be a time to get rid of him. It'll be when that first injury is. And let's hope it's in the 77th minute and not the 3rd minute, and we can not crash out that week. Number 8 for the Roosters, Sam Walker. Now, this kid will get a start at some spot. Lachlan Lamb does not have the ability that this kid has got. He would have proven it by now. I like this kid. I think him and Keary are the halves combination that the Roosters will work off for the next couple of years. So my bet is probably by about round 4 or 5. This guy will be in a halfback spot alongside Keary, if not even starting the season at it. So I'm not too sure what Trent Robertson's announced, whether he has guaranteed who's starting yet. But I think this guy, look, it may take him a season or two to develop into Supercoach points, but I'm pretty keen on this guy cracking about 400,000 this year once he gets on the paddock. Now, the next one, look, I'm not too sure about this one. I've put for the Tigers, Sean Blore. Obviously, we all know about the hand injury, so he's going to have a couple of weeks out before he gets on. I think the potential's there, but I don't think the time on the park will be there this season. I still think he's probably got maybe a season or two of 20-minute games, 25-minute games before he gets out there. That said, I still think he'll make cash. One of those sort of slow burn things. I think he might crack 350, 400. But potentially over seasons to come, I think he'll turn into a top-line second rower. So again, a little bit of a cash grab there. He could be better than I think, but yeah, 350, 400, I think he'll max out at. Number 6 for the Bulldogs. Now, this is a little bit of a weird one. Again, we spoke about this guy the other night. I like this guy, Chris Smith. I don't know where everything stands at the Bulldogs now that obviously Trent Barrett's taken over, who he's got where. It'll be interesting to see Team List Tuesday and how it comes out. But I like what I've seen from this guy when I've seen him on the park. Again, it's hard to follow a Bulldogs outfit that have just struggled to score points. But their second row crew haven't been too bad. You look at your Adam Elliott's, your Josh Jacksons, that sort of work rate can sort of develop into points. And I think if this guy can sort of take that next step, get on the right side of Trent Barrett, get a little bit more game time, I reckon he can see his price rise to sort of 450, 500 this year. I reckon he can have a 50 to 55 average, given 40 to 50 minutes on the park. I think he's better than a 1 point per minute player in the right sort of scene. So, yeah, watch this space for that one. Number 5, David Fusatua. Look, I don't know what's going on with this kid. I remember when RTS came out and said this guy was the most athletic bloke he'd ever seen. I think it was RTS. But he's got so much potential, this guy, but everything sort of went downhill when SJ left the Warriors for him. Just didn't get the same service to the wing. those sweeping plays, those left to right plays just didn't happen for him on the wing anymore. But it's hard to keep a champion down. I reckon this guy's a gun. So I've got him in my classic team, and let's just hope the first 3 or 4 weeks start well. We can see some points. If not, I'll drop him just as quick because much like Rocks and Diamonds, Ken Malmalo, he's pretty much the same as well. So, yeah. Number 4, Ryan James. Look, it's hard to come back from ACL sitting here with one done. I don't imagine how I can ever run again. But obviously these guys have got great technology and such to come back from. And, again, I just got glimpses of what this guy used to be, and I think it's still there. I think he's got that hunger. I think he's going into a good team. That's one of the keys, is he's going into a top 4 team. The Raiders look good. They need someone else there to step up. Yeah, I reckon he's there, starting front row alongside Papali. It may not start the season that way, but maybe 4 or 5 weeks in, he'll have such an impact off the bench that it'll end that way. And I reckon he can jump back up to 500k this year. Number 3, look, this is a fucking stab in the dark. Whether the bloke ever actually gets to play, what position he ever gets to play, Joseph Suwali.
He is only 7 years old, though. So
7?
Yeah, he's 7.
7 years old.
Yeah,
Wow.
He's going straight from under 6s into first grade.
Look, I mean, there's talk around that he's going to get the exemption, that he can play, as he should. I mean, I think at the end of the day, if they're covered by insurance, if they're on a team, let them play. If they're good enough, let them play. So, you've got a young kid. He's shown a little bit of talent. He's obviously the most hyped player we've probably seen in a long, long time. Where he fits into that backline, who the fuck knows?
And a bit of a prima donna too. And that has brought down a lot of young footballers.
Well, look, it has. But what I do like is that he's a prima donna in a team that's going to be better than him. Teddy's better than him. Daniel Tupou, Brett Morris, all these guys are better than him, and he'll get brought back down to ground very fucking quickly in a team environment. And I think it'll just get his head right. Look, if you put him in a shit team, if you had to put him in the Titans or taking him to the West Tigers or Cronulla or whatever like that, that big head gets bigger because you think you deserve a spot over someone else. There is no fucking way this kid can think he deserves a spot over any of those 5 backline of the Roosters. So I think he gets the chance to develop. What I do think is he gets the chance when an injury comes up. So
Brett Morris more than likely?
Yeah, probably. Daniel Tupou, he's a little bit glass lately too. So, yeah, we'll see. Number 2, Jordan Ricky, Broncos.
This is purely based off your tip from...
Was
it?
Yeah. Supercoach God tipped me this bloke last year. Actually, Margot, his missus came into work to buy another car yesterday. But, look, I mean, this kid... Again, I was talking to a couple of the boys at work today who play Supercoach, and they've liked what they've seen from him as well. I watched a few highlights from the All-Stars. He looks good. This is based on him getting that starting second row spot ahead of your Oates, ahead of your whoever's, and hopefully he can just develop and get the minutes that he needs. 40, 50-minute game, and this bloke's going to go up 150, 200K, so that's good enough for me. Number 1 spot, I don't think there's any doubt about this. If this guy gets the number 1 spot at the West Tigers, from what I've seen, got to be number 1. Dane Laurie. Weird how Penrith let him go, but obviously they did it for whatever reasons and to get Momirovski and things like that. But, yeah, look, I like what I've seen from this kid. Looked good last year for Penrith. Looked good in the trial for West Tigers. I think, again, following the trend, we talk about, there's a bit of a trend for our guys, going into dynasty drafts and things like that. These are the kinds of kids you've got to look at for the next 3 years and how they're going to develop and what kind of player they'll be. But I think this guy's going to have a big season as it is. And I do hope he gets that number 1 spot because I think once he gets it, he won't let it go. So, yeah.
Now, before we move on, Josh, another cheapie that is in a lot of people's teams, Tessie New.
Yeah, I haven't liked him. I haven't liked him from the start. Obviously the
Broncos
issue today with driving without a license came in. He's going to go to court. Yeah, I don't. I wasn't a fan of him the last 2 seasons when people were spruiking him. I'm still not a fan. I think he's just small and unimaginative, and in a Broncos team that's not the kind of player they need. I spoke about obviously Herbie Farnworth, bigger body, centre 3/4 that's got a bit of power behind him. I like that. You look at quick, diminutive centres and stuff like that. You get blokes like Jimmy the Jet, who's I'm not a fan of at all. Just his footballing, but I've just never rated him. And actually, it's funny. I was thinking after I wrote my top 5 for this no-go zone that Jimmy the Jet should have been in there. He's probably the one that I missed out. I'd probably kick one of the other boys out. But, yeah, anyway, is what it is.
Speaking of the no-goes, let's move on.
Let me just get a drink to have a good rant. All right. Fucking hell. Let's do it. Number 5 for the Cronulla Sharks, Andrew Fafita. Guys, look, I don't care how much he stripped his weight. I don't care how much he looked good in the All-Stars, how he looked good in the trials. The simple fact is that he's not a starting prop at Cronulla anymore. He's gone to a bench spot. And those knees, I tell you what, I've done my ACL 3 days ago. I could fucking probably run quicker than Andrew Fafita still. So, look, brilliant player. And I've loved what he's done for the game and how he's represented his homelands and his countries and things like that and what he does. And I'm a big fan of him for Cronulla and back to the West Tigers days. And, all the best to him. But I just think from a Supercoach point of view this season, a few people were sort of putting him in teams. It's died off a little bit. I think people have sort of gone over it. But, yeah, definitely one to avoid for me. I don't think even at under 400K I could have him in my team. Number 4. You can't have to put him up, mate. I'll put him in. Oh, here we go. Chanel Harris-Tavita. Now,
Chanel number 6.
Yeah, look, this is a little bit of a weird one because I know there's a few people out here who have sort of taken him as that cheaper option. Obviously, you got duality, which is nice, halfback 5'8", but I've got to be honest, the Nathan Brown factor annoys the fuck out of me. I think he's a shit coach. I think he's one of the worst coaches I've ever seen in rugby league. And I don't know why the Warriors would have taken him on, but I don't think Brownie's the kind of guy who can help this guy's game. I do agree that he's got game, but I don't think it's ever going to be, equate into Supercoach. We've seen plenty of good halfbacks play the game, halfbacks and 5'8" play the game who just weren't effective in Supercoach. And I do think that this will be another one of those. Look, I think he'll have a solid season. I think he'll probably average 45 or 50, but I think come the end of the season, his price is going to be still around that 450 mark, and he's not going to improve. I'm looking for people who are going to improve, develop, make money, make points, whatever that may be, and I just don't think this guy will do it, and I've seen him in a fair few teams, so he's a no-go for mine. Number 3, Big Billy Kickout for Penrith. Look, every season you see people put this guy in. Every season. And look, the hype around him, the way this guy can play is huge. The way this guy, he is an awesome player. Don't get me wrong. I love what he does on the park. But the simple fact is that he's in a Penrith Panthers team that doesn't need him. They don't need a bustling second rower because they've got brilliant park. They've got 2 halves that can pick any one of 4 options on their outside to play instead of just that second rower. And teams started to read that. Then once teams started to read that, Penrith started to go away from him. Don't get me wrong, he's going to have those games where he blows out and scores 100 and 120. But what hurts when you've got a player that's 550K, especially in the second row, is when they score under 40 points. Second rows for me are guys who are consistent and are always going to sort of score that 60. All right, maybe they've only got a ceiling not as high as this guy at sort of 90 or 100, but they're the rocks, they're the ones you want in the team that you can guarantee every week that you get that out of them. And I just don't get that out of this guy. And again, I see a lot of people talk about him. Not too many people start the season with him, but he maybe has 1 or 2 games and people fall in love with him and then he fucks in the ass. So, yeah. Anyway, that's him. Number 2. All right. We've got Tavita Pangai Jr. Now, look, this is purely based on price. I like TPJ. I like him as a player and what he can do for Supercoach. And I think he's going to get a bit more of a license to be creative under Kevin Walters. This is about the price. If he was 500K, he wouldn't be on the list. It's simply the fact that he's 616K, and this isn't the Liam Knight Award. This isn't to say you can't go to this guy at some other time of the season. This is to say avoid for the first 6 weeks. See what the Broncos have done. See how they develop. You obviously get that 3 weeks to see a price and what it's going to change. And I think if the Broncos start slow, this guy starts slow, I think you then get the opportunity to get him at a cheaper price. If I'm wrong with that and he does start to perform, well, then your 616 is not going to change and you just grab him then if he's going to have a price rise. So I just think because of the price, he's an avoid for the first sort of pick. So there you go. All right. Drum roll, please.
Can we see if chat can guess first who it's going to be? You got chat there, Josh?
Liam Knight Award. All right, we're looking at it. Liam Knight Award, BMM, nah. Ryan James, nah. Latrell Mitchell, nah. There's only a couple of people who've had a guess here or there.
Oh, there'd be a bit of delay.
Corey Allen, Liam Knight. He's close, but not enough people have picked him, Shockmaster. Not enough people have picked him.
All right, let's announce it.
All right, let's announce it. 2021 Liam Knight Award winner is the Christian Welch. Fucking hell, this bloke. Jesus Christ, you fucking Muppets. Dead set. Everyone fucking out there. Oh, Dale Finucane's fucking out. He's done his calf. Oh, the cheese is going to fucking play wherever and fucking Harry Grant's fucked and all this shit. Do not fucking pick this bloke, all right? He is fucking useless. Now, all right, you can put up the stats galore that he fucking averaged this for these 3 games and he averaged this for these 3 games and fucking whatever have you. But at the end of the day, this guy is one of these glass players. He's going to break down. He's going to do an injury here or there. He's just completely avoidable for me. Similar thing. You look at that price, 450. I think Liam Knight last year was about 400, 420. It's the same kind of thing. And I understand why people are getting roped in by the price. But absolute no fucking go. Liam Knight Award for 2021 goes to Christian Welch.
So there you go, breakout year for Christian Welch up ahead.
Nah, fucking leave the cunt alone. Do not pick him. Do not pick him. I know. Look, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those feelings. Like you play Supercoach for so long, and there's players that you look at, you know to avoid because they're no good. Hang on, I'm cramping up. Yeah. So there's not much more to say about it. So, to be honest, I won't be going near Welch, but think he's better than Knight and could pay dividends. Josh, you've lost the room. Much worthier picks than that. No, it's not. That's what I'm saying. It's not, Kano. There's not much worthier picks than that. At the end of the day, the worthier picks than that are blokes people aren't picking. This is my whole point about the Liam Knight Award. The Liam Knight Award is basically you've got blokes at the start of the season. What's up, champ? No, all good. You've basically got people at the start of the season who are spruiking a bloke, who are talking about, all right, this guy, pod, get him in your team. Then they turn into not being a pod because everyone starts putting in their team. Everyone's a fucking sheep. Everyone follows and follows and follows and fucking whatever, which is good because at the end of the day, that's why we do this podcast, so you guys listen to us and agree with what we say. But, I don't know, that's my 2 cents. I just gotta
say, like, rate, and share Because I would really love this show to get big enough that we could turn around and go, and via satellite now we've got Christian Welch on the line.
Who knows his number? Who's got Christian Welch's number? I will ring the bloke here. Here you go. Adro. Welch has better stats last year than Tina. That's what I'm saying, mate. That's what I'm saying. Forget the stats. Forget what you've got on paper. The Liam Knight Award is an emotional
vibe.
The Liam Knight Award is an emotional fucking connection that says that cunt's fucked. It's as simple as that. So, I don't know. Was on the bench in recovery from ACL last year. ACL, really? Wow, injury bloke. God. Came in to start at the end and was a gun. I completely agree. I understand that. I know that there's that window of 5 or 6 games where he performed well. What I'm saying is he did his ACL before that. There'll be a concussion. There'll be an ACL. There will not be 25 games you get out of this guy. It just will not happen. My point is that if you get 10 or 12 games out of him, it's going to force you to trade him at some stage. So again, will he throw in a 70 or an 80? Yeah, of course he will. Absolutely he will. But does that deserve him a spot to be in your team? No. You look at what he averaged last year. And again, all right, coming back from ACL.
You're losing the chat, Josh. You are losing the chat.
Fuck the chat. You guys want to tune out? Go for it. That's all good. We've got a draft soon anyway. But yeah, so that's me.
Well, we've still got 25 minutes, so you got a bit of time to waste now. I shouldn't have hurried you up.
No, guys, I appreciate obviously everyone watching, and this is just my opinion. At the end of the day, that's the fun of what this Liam Knight Awards become. Like, we can get to the end of the season, and Christian Welch could become, a 650k player and one of the top 2 or 3 front rowers in the game. And look, I'll eat my cat food. No, I won't eat cat food because I don't do that. But I'll eat my humble pie and I'll say, look, I was wrong. I've never had an issue with saying I was wrong in my life.
But you're right about Liam Knight.
Fucking right about Liam Knight, so get fucked all ears. There you go.
And Liam Knight is, and I got to assume that Liam Knight is still Liam Knight. You just can't win that twice in a row.
We saw it last year, mate. At the end of the day, the guy's a solid footballer. There's nothing brilliant about him. He's a typical workhorse. I remember actually having a chat with my old man once about it was something about the Cowboys, and we were talking about how basically everyone in the Cowboys team, maybe 5 or 6 years ago when they won the title, they obviously had JT there, but they basically had a pack full of workhorses. There was no superstar. There was no Tamalolo back then. There was basically just a pack full of guys who just got in and did the job that they had to do. And that's what Liam Knight does. He's not brilliant. He gets in. If there's 5 or 6 of them in a pack, they're a team that moves forward well. But we're here talking about Supercoach. We're here talking about guys who are going to score points. And at the end of the day, at the end of the season, we want to have 21 players, 21 guns in your team. I don't think Christian Welch could ever be one of those. So, yeah.
All right, talk to the chat for a bit. I've got to find my smokes.
Well, you can talk to the chat. The fucking cats don't want to talk to me. All right, what do we got? Let's have a look, boys. Thoughts on Leota given his stats? Look, yeah, Habibi, mate. Moses Leota, a tough one for me because I obviously want Spencer Leniu to start. I'm a big Spencer Leniu fan. But if Moses Leota starts, I think he's about 308k or something like that. Definite option. A lot of people talking obviously about Murdoch Masila and guys like that. Jump on. If he gets the starting team list Tuesday, week 1, yeah, why not? Can't imagine why you wouldn't have a crack at him if you needed a cheapie. I saw Sangster in Sydney 4 to 5 weeks back and told him he sucked, and if he wanted SC advice to watch BJ on game day. Matty Ledbetter, thanks, buddy. Appreciate the words, mate. At the end of the day, boys, we're just engrossed in this, We live it, me and Brent. As I say, I've had a bit of a quiet off-season. I haven't sort of played it as much, or not played it, but I haven't really, researched as much this year. But I'm back in full swing now. It's good. Footy season's only a week away, and, really looking forward to it. Jack Bird, the Ben Hampton. Oh, the Ben Hampton Award. Oh, Shockmaster. Fuck. I hadn't even thought about the Ben Hampton Award.
Yeah. I'm going to have to apologise for the fan, but I'm fucking roasting in here, so I had to turn it on.
That's got can't hear a thing.
Okay.
Ben Hampton Award. I don't know. All right, we'll have to get back to you on that one, Shockmaster.
What's the Ben Hampton? Is that like a fucking light heavyweight award to the the night?
Basically, I think the Ben Hampton Award's got to happen after like 2 or 3 weeks because there'll be some muppet who.
No.
What?
No, it's got to happen before the season.
No. But that's what the Ben Hampton Award. That's what Ben was basically. He got 2 weeks into last year, and I think it might have been maybe a week after COVID came back. But Adro was in on him. Was basically how he was at 250 odd K. He was in the centres at the Cowboys. It was basically, you got to get this guy in. You got to get this guy in, and it was just like, no.
All right.
Yes, you've had 2 or 3 games, but you're wrong. You're still.
So round 5.
Yeah, bud.
Round 5, Ben Hampton Award.
Round 4. Well, I tell you what.
Round 4.
I tell you what. We'll go. Wait. Hang on, Pete. Tell her to put my YouTube channel on. She can watch it.
She wanted to see what you did.
She went. Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, she can watch it. Tell her to subscribe. Round 4, mate. We'll go after round 3 before the price rises.
All right.
We'll do the Ben Hampton Award.
All right. Who's your picks, chat? We've got another 20 minutes to waste.
What do we got? Jack Bird for the Steve Maddai Award. Lifts his arm and breaks down. Nah, Benny lad. Mate, I've got A-Ray, mate. Adam Reynolds is my all-time worst. Where's your search, Don? Let me get out of this.
Sorry, everyone. My dog
That's all right. Hang on. This is important. DJ on GameDay.
Yeah, subscriber to Josh's channel. That's cool, mate.
Search.
Yeah, well, I'm not allowed to subscribe.
They're live.
I have to log in.
That's all right. You can watch and we'll get another viewer. See? You're delayed. All right.
Do I have to watch
London.
my language now at the moment, Joshy?
What's that, mate?
Do I have to watch my language at the moment, Joshy?
I don't. She is enough of it from us anyway.
Okay.
You're right, Adrian. He did win you that bet, mate. I think. Oh, that was right because what was it?
No, I got to say
more than Sivo, and Sivo had to score 19 points, and he scored 18 points. That was right, far out. Anyway,
no, he didn't score. He scored like 4 or something. It was ridiculously low.
It was.
But I already picked it. The Glass Cannon Award. I said that Turbo was gonna break down and do a hammy, and he didn't even get to the start of the season.
Yeah, mate. Look, there's obviously that, and there are these players that are going to have, seasons where they break down, and some players, you look at Dugan, you look at Adam Reynolds, you look at George Tafua. There's a lot of players out there that it's hard for them to play a full season. I think Dugan's probably. They mentioned in the trial he's missed 7 games in the last 2 seasons, which is phenomenal for him because normally you're lucky to get 12 games out of
Duke. That's the thing with Dukes as well. Sometimes he has flashes of brilliance.
Dukes? Yeah. Look, I mean, what we see from him now is a little bit more professional. Yeah, he's older, so he doesn't probably have the attacking brilliance.
I tell you what.
But he's got a bit more of a football head on him these days.
Early last season, whenever Dugan got the ball, he was looking dangerous, and then he got injured, and then he was fucked.
Hang on. All right, I need you to take over for a little while, mate. I've got to do the randomizer for this draft. Did we get an 8th player? Surely we did. We got 8.
Hold on,
we got 8. Who joined in? Let's have a look. Who we got?
Who's the magic 8?
I can find out. Hang on. Fuck's. Where are we?
Was it Jared with the munted grunters?
Where are we? View ladder. Yeah, Jared with the munted grunters. Hopefully he's watching. He's obviously watching because we put the code on here. So
yeah, welcome aboard, Jared.
Yeah, welcome aboard. So we've got Joshy, Adrian, Bogan, Mana, Robbie, Clem, Daniel, and Jared. All right, so boys, we'll be starting that shortly. I've just got to find a randomizer to put randomizer names. Let's go here. Random.org. Let's go list. Enter your list items. Okay, so Joshy, Bogan, Adro, Afro. See, autocorrect. AJ Brunson. Who else was there? Daniel. Sanibel. Jeez.
Oh, fuck. That's what I should have called my
Mana.
fucking team.
Jared.
The Brunson Burners.
Who else do we have? That's 6. Oh, I missed. Rob and Klim. Rob and Klim. All right. Fuck's sakes. Fucking technology. I'm useless with it. All right. Be patient. All right. So what we've got? Can we read this on the screen? Probably can't.
Nope.
No, not a chance. All right. So we've got all 8 in there.
It was just a picture of your dick, Josh. Why is that on there?
Zoom in, mate. All right. How many times are we going to randomise? Oh, thanks, mate. The little London's watching. How many times are we going to randomise?
I don't know.
All right.
Fucking.
Let's go in the chat. Fuck, I can't get in the chat. How many we got? Let's do. All right. I've got 3 darts next to me. 3. We're going to randomise it 3 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, so this is what Hampton's done. He's randomised until he was at the top.
Yeah. All right. So we've got 3. All right. So we've got spot number 1 in the draft is Klim. Spot number 2 is Mana. Spot number 3 is me. Spot number 4 is Adro. Spot number 5 is Jared. Spot number 6
for fuck's sake.
Bogan. Number 7 is Daniel. And number 8 is Rob. All right? So I'm just going to figure out how to put that in. I'd love some help because I've never run a draft before. League tools. Leave league. Yeah, that'd be funny. All right. Rules and settings.
Yeah, Josh, you gotta hit leave league to be able to do it.
Yeah.
But
How do you,
gotta hit alt F1, is it? Or
how do you, all teams, yeah. All right, I need some help here, boys. Yeah, all right. Shout out to London. She's watching. Hello, London. We love you. All right. Hang on. Fuck. How do you do this shit? We've got 14 minutes. Randomise order. No, I don't want to randomise. How do I freaking move up? Oh, here we go. So, what's going on here? Oh, there we go. You click and drag. Oh, what was that order I said? Klim, Mana,
I think it was Bogan first.
Joshy.
Bogan 1 through 17.
Adro was 4th. Jared was 5th. Bogan was 6th. Daniel was 7th. Rob was 8th. I think. Let's go back. Jared, Bogan, Daniel, Rob. Yep, okay. So that's that there. So now we go back. And then what happens? What's going on? You want to be on YouTube? You want to be on YouTube? Come here.
Oh, Joshy.
Be on YouTube. Quick, just say hi. There you go. All right. Now go watch yourself. No, now go watch yourself. Go. All right.
She didn't show very much because of the background there, Joshy, but that's probably good, mate.
It's all good.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to happen, so it's all good.
YouTube's not big on that sort of stuff, mate.
Fuck them.
Yeah,
no one's watching our show anyway, are they?
Actually, we got pretty good numbers. We got 41 at the moment.
Wow.
Though they are dropping off
girls
now
to
that they
stay.
realise that it's getting into the fucking muddy shit.
Well, I tell you what.
Well, thanks everyone else for sticking around.
Who we got out there who can Skype in? Adro, Mana. Who's going to Skype in? I'm going to play darts for the next hour and a half. So it's probably going to be boring, but do we just go and do the draft and end the stream and we'll have a big one Sunday night?
That's up to you, mate. What do you think in the chat? Do you just want us fucking sit around and talk shit? Shockmaster wants to do a 20-man draft league.
Yeah, well, if I had enough time, I probably would have. But yeah,
Shane
Clem,
Foote's still
my
around.
first pick will be Welch. Yeah, go on. I fucking dare you. Robbie Horsberg, 8th. What a stitch up. Yeah, just because it's you, Robbie. I knew that's where you wanted to be, mate. You get the first double pick, mate. What are you talking about? You'll love it. All right. Happy with 2. It was over 1,000 before Josh's Welch take. Big one Sunday. Yeah, I'll tell you what, mate. Let's do a big one Sunday. Let's finish it up here. That's not been a bad stream. That's a good bit for people to watch. But I reckon we wrap it up and let's have a massive one Sunday. Everyone's going to call in on Sunday, are they? So
well, as far as I'm aware, Brent's
do that rotating video thing, and
Brent Hampton is more organised than us, pair, mate.
Good on you, Mud Crab. Thanks, champion. Start on stream at least. Oh, I tell you what, yeah, that's probably a good thing, isn't it, Adro? How about we do the first 3 rounds of pick on stream? So we're starting in 10 minutes. Let's do the 3 first rounds, because that's all people want to really realise. Like, you're interested for the first 3 rounds and see who picks who and go from there. And this is good because none of us have planned a fucking thing about it. So, yeah.
Just let me see if I can get my window.
All right, you talk. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Yeah. Was going to play some Yakuza, fellas, but yeah, I'll try and get my Supercoach window up. So just hold on a sec, I'll just add it. No, cancel that. Sorry guys for the silence, just going to get up a display capture. There we go.
All right. What's in there? Yakuza.
Yakuza 7, yeah. Alright, not just...
All right, boys. I haven't set up a draft before, so I hope I've done this right.
Oh, wrong way.
It just activates itself, doesn't it?
I think so. I think so. It did last year, didn't it? Like, it just loaded.
Yeah. Tex Hoy's Sex Toys. Clem, that's a fucking legendary name, mate. I love it.
All right, let's view the names. Oh, I got to refresh.
I'm boring. Mine never fucking changes.
There we go.
Yeah, it's just got them in order of who joined.
Yeah. So most people there using the same names that they use.
Oh. Dan's gone to 3 girls, 1 bucket. From 2 girls, 1 bucket. He's gotten a bit more adventurous.
Well, KFC bucket's pretty big. NRL Supercoach brought to you by KFC. Give us some fucking free shit. I wonder if Brent Hampton's been able to sneak off to the toilet to watch any of the stream.
I think he was on there for maybe about the first 2 minutes, but that was about it. He sees enough of us, mate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he can't be in any more drafts. He's already hit his limit on fucking everything.
Oh, fuck. Shit. I just ashed my cigarette into me full wild turkey. Fuck.
That's all right. It's just a bit of fucking ash.
No, I can't do it. I've got too many in the fridge. I'm just going to go try 180. That's all.
Oh, shit, sorry.
$1.01. You got fucking $12.
Fucking like that when you're 10.
Yeah, shock. We would have done a 12-man league or a 20-man league if I could have got the numbers, but it's just too short notice, mate. That was the problem.
Fucking something's going on there, mate.
What's that?
Getting some feedback. Are you rocking your microphone or anything there?
Oh, yeah, rocked the table a couple of times.
Yeah, that'd be it. Or have you got it too close to the fucking speakers or something?
Oh, yeah, probably. The microphone's only just there. All good.
4 minutes and 12 seconds to go.
Well, fuck, I might actually...
We'll do a fucking Royal Rumble countdown.
I don't know what that means, mate.
When's the footy season start next weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, next week, footy starts. Alright. So we'll do the first 3 rounds and then we'll fuck off.
I don't know why I'm looking to count down. I don't have to wait fucking 6 turns anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, we went to the singer at that time.
No.
Oh, didn't we?
Different bloke. This is the man behind the curtain. This is the Wizard of Oz, mate. On the other end here.
I've not met him in there.
Huh?
I've not met him.
Nah. No one's met Bogan, mate. Bogan is,
An enigma wrapped in a riddle.
yeah, exactly.
Can we watch the Shockmaster? I wish we could watch the Shockmaster video. I showed it to Brent the other day, and he found it hilarious. Unfortunately, WWE
We'll get pinged.
pings people really bad. They're really bad for it. They're almost as bad as the NRL. That's why we can't show any game footage, because the NRL have already pinged us twice. If we get one more ping, we're gone.
15 seconds of an NRL game on and we get done.
Yeah.
That's the same with when you put up peas and carrots run and stuff. Like you put it backwards and fucking...
Yeah, in black and white.
They ping anything these days. It's ridiculous.
I remember that.
Well, they got bots to do it.
Watch this to start. Can you guys teach me how to play Draft League? I'm a classic player. Do I need to find a Draft League?
Well, yeah.
Stuart, absolutely, jump on there. So first thing I'd probably do, mate, if you wanted to join a draft, is go onto Facebook if you're on Facebook, and there's a couple of sort of Facebook pages that cover Supercoach, but purely on draft. So Draft Addicts. There's about, I think, 12 or 1,300 guys who are part of that page. I'm sure in the next week there'll be a draft you can jump into, mate. So jump on that, and it's basically... You know, depending on, you can have different settings, so whether you want an 8-man, 10-man, 12-man, 20-man league, whatever it may be. You can have different setups of how many players. So I've just gone what I thought was the conventional 17-man. I think because we only went with an 8-man draft, I've gone with the conventional 17-man team. So you got 13 on the park that'll score. I've gone with the captain, but no vice captain. And then I've gone basically for reserves. So some of the drafts out there, I think, have 14 players different ways, a few different ways you organise it, mate. But the main thing is, mate, jump onto a draft. It's like anything, mate. You'll learn as you go. So just have an idea of maybe the first one or two players that you want to pick based on your position. If your first pick, it's usually your Teddies or your Clearys. If your fifth or sixth pick, maybe someone like a Cookie or a Haas or those guys like that. And you'll just sort of learn it as you go. And obviously,
sorry to interrupt. Yeah, Adro, if you want to Skype in, you can.
Absolutely, man. Jump in.
I might even give you a call. Sorry, Joshy. Just gonna have to.
All good. How long we got? Oh, hang on. I got to get to draft. Where are we? Draft. Get that out. NRL draft. Champs League. No, we're gonna go to BJ Legends.
Oh, draft is now live.
Draft is live. Draft will start in 3 minutes.
How do I get it? Click on that. Oh, yeah. There we go.
All right.
Did you put that surround behind you that's on this?
Oh, it's just a Skype thing that they give you a couple of skins where you can put it behind you.
Yeah,
so it's not a boring fucking wall or whatever. If I had to get a green screen, Logan can put it behind it like it.
Doesn't like me calling Adro.
What?
Oh.
Boy, there he is.
Hello,
The Cookie Monster.
the Cookie Monster.
Cookie Monster.
Yeah, sex toys is on. Yeah, crap.
Huh? No, 2 minutes, mate. 2 minutes.
Oh, all right.
We've got 2 minutes.
Oh. Well, Shay, I bet you he'll. I reckon he's going to average more than Tino for the first 5 weeks. If you want to bet.
Fuck off. We're over betting because we know when I bet, I lose. On Supercoach anyway. Put me on the doggies or something and I'll win, but yeah. Oh, mate, look, as I say, just I know a lot of people have been spruiking him and that was the thing, mate. Like, people ask me, we're going to do a Lamb Knight Award, and I hadn't really sort of thought about it, but then I go out looking for, I purposely got to look for someone everyone's picking, you know what I mean? Or not everyone, but a good percentage of people are picking, or they're out there on Facebook or whatever, and people say, maybe this guy could be one to go, and yeah, I don't know. It was...
I was more on Leota, I think, at his price, and he looks like he's going to start. I think, and less owned. I think he's a better buy personally, but injuries will definitely give him a bit better.
I think the one with Christian Welch as well is hard. Is that he's 450k, so you've almost got to sacrifice trying to pick someone who's 550 or 600 rather than increasing from someone who's 300 like Leota, you know what I mean? Because, if you've got Leota in that spot, there's 150 to spend elsewhere, but you're taking that 150 from elsewhere to get someone like Welch, and I just don't think it's the right play, but yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
9 seconds, 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6, 5, 4.
I've got 12
3,
on mine,
2,
10.
Fucking refresh your computer. You're on the clock in 2 picks. All right, so we've got... Who we got up? Clem. Who's he going to pick?
He got Teddy.
Jesus, he's already got... That was quick. All right, who was second?
Oh, he just got the auto pick. He let his time run out.
Pick to Christian Welch. Who changed their name to Christian Welch? Oh, yeah. I'm on the clock. Who'd picked everyone? Fuck. Oh, see, now here we go. Now, I am terrible at draft. This is probably one of the things where I am really bad at draft. Fuck, who are we going to go? Shit.
Well, everyone who's fucking in the draft that's watching has got an advantage over me because they can see who I've got up next.
Who are we going to go? Fuck. I always like Munster. I'm going to go Munster. Is that it? Is that done? That's all you got to do is press the plus. Select.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to confirm your pick as well, don't you?
Yeah, you have to confirm it. It'll say at the top if you want to put him in 5'8".
Draft as 5.
Yeah.
What else fucking draft him as? Oh, so they give you the 2 selections if they were dual. Yeah, okay, cool.
Ado is all over Pat. Give me a bit of Pat. Love a guy.
Hey, little Pappy.
If you can't have Teddy, I think it's got to be Pat for now, hasn't it?
Yes. Oh, look, at the end of the day, as I said, they're the top 2 fullbacks by far.
I'm up.
Hunted Grunters. Jared's gone with Cody Walker. All right.
Good pick.
Caesar salad. Who you going Caesar salad?
I'm going Maddo.
Ugh.
Starting in the second row.
Yep.
Mate, he'll be concussed in the first 2 weeks.
That's the only way you can stop him is to take his head off.
Yeah, well, when they do, he's fucking
he's
out
the-
for a long time.
He's the Highlander. Why didn't it pick?
You got to go confirm that up the top, mate.
Ah,
On the right hand side of the screen there.
on the right hand side. Oh, yeah. Yep. There we go. I've worked out how to play again. It's only been 12 months.
See, this is why I did it, just so I can remember how to do it Sunday night.
Yeah.
It's good to do a mock and have a mocks situation. The first one I did was on the SC Experience podcast, and fuck, I sucked. I was about like 11 or 12 beers in, and I just was fucking hopeless, mate. Shit all over Facebook for it.
Who was it last year that their computer fucked out and they ended up just getting the auto picks? And they ended up doing really well.
Oh,
well,
the 2 boys. There was Big
got
Ginger
Lolo
from New
and
Zealand.
Yeah.
And Wayno with Hell's Grannies. Wayno couldn't get on, and Big Ginge, he was busy or something at the time. So went auto. I think Wayno finished top 4 with his auto pick side, so that wasn't too bad an effort.
That's nice, like that. Show us your Johnson.
Yeah, that's Robbie.
Yeah.
That's Robbie Horsburgh. Who we got? Oh.
He's letting the time run out.
He won't be too far away. Where'd you go? AJ Brimson.
Brimson.
Hey, Adrian, where in Brizzy are you?
I'm in the western suburbs, so I'm out in Sherwood.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
What about you?
fucking Robin
I live
Hood.
in Mount Warren Park.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I work in pharmaceuticals,
Oh.
so I do gentleman's hours, but I'll go out. I get around Brisbane a fair bit, so go out there occasionally. Oh, we're into round 2.
Round 2, who we got? Oh, who'd they go? Who? Daniel took 2, Bo. Jesus.
Yeah, it's loose.
Hell.
Loose. It's goose.
The fuck? Munted Grunters took Cookie. Yeah, fair enough.
DCE for me.
Fuck.
It's a bit slim in the old halfback this year, so
Fuck, I think I've got to, though, this bloke while he's at the top there. He might be out for a while, but fuck. He's too good not to let go any further.
Who'd you pick there, Joshy?
Kalen Ponga, mate. Mud crab. I live in Mount Warren Park too. Fucking hell, there you go, son. You see me around the shops all the time.
Christian Welch. I only just fucking picked up on that.
Yeah. Mano changed his name. See, Kano, I knew you would. Regretting not jumping in here. Absolutely, mate. This is good. Happy Coruscant.
Yeah. Some interesting picks here. Not conventional.
I'm on the clock in 3 picks. Tex Hoy's fucking sex slut and toys.
Well, Zach Lomax is gone.
Jerome Lua.
Yeah, I picked up Lomax.
Yeah.
Yep. He, because I went really well last year because I had Teddy, but you can't just live on Teddy alone. Lomax was my other fucking.
You always fucking try to.
Well, if you're playing captains, you can just you grab Teddy first over Cleary every time because
well, that's true.
You get 200 points.
It's a big difference, if you're playing captains like this.
Come on, Clem. What you doing, mate? I know you're in the chat.
Regrets because the picks are random. Actually, yeah, mate. It's funny how you see that with some drafts. Like, I've been in a couple of drafts where you just think, fuck, everyone's just bang on the money. And then I've been in 1 or 2 other drafts where you're just like, who the fuck is this cunt just picked? Like, may as well pick the reserve
It
data.
throws you off too. You start doing loose, crazy shit yourself too. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, some of us just don't know what we're fucking doing.
yeah, that's right. You're doing all right. I mean, even just while the show was on tonight, I changed up my classic team friggin' 4 or 5 spots, like.
Automatically selected Cam Smith. Clemmy, what happened, mate? Fuck.
Just took top of the pile.
I don't think he's doing what I'm doing. He's not confirming.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to do the same thing I did last year where I picked fucking injured players for the first 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah, but you would fucking only just missed out on the finals and you would have been up there.
All right, I'm going with Payne Haas.
Oh, okay. Well, he's not exactly injured, is he? Oh, he does have an injury, but he's also got a suspension.
But yeah.
It'll still probably land top of the pile, I reckon.
Yeah, true.
Oh, fucking control my fucking mouse. I'll go down and I'll fucking take Lolo.
Because I was having a dry night, I don't even have anything in the fridge or nothing. Drinks-wise, look, I'm drinking this.
What are you into tonight? I don't have you on screen at the moment, unfortunately.
It's just Serrano, original. It's Italian liqueur.
Oh, fucking... You sure you're in Brisbane and not in Bronte?
Well, it's actually the business, so, I'm drinking it with Agram, 0 sugar.
It's round 3, Kano. It's round 4.
No, it's nearly round 4. 2 more picks and then round 4.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. So it's round 3. Lolo's gone in.
So many people let the time run down.
I'm surprised we got so many fucking people still watching. I thought that...
Everyone tuning in. I tell you what, I reckon we run round 4 as well. All right.
All right, we're running round 4 as well.
Yeah. All right, so show us your John. He's gone Dylan Brown. Nice. We got
No, I don't want that.
Cam Murray. Oh, see, I don't like Cam Murray. I don't know. I just, I don't know. Something about how the Bunnies have sort of developed their team. Like I say, their backline's gotten so lethal that they've almost forgotten what Cookie can do in the centre. And don't get me wrong, teams will sleep on that, and it might happen every 3 or 4 weeks. But when he had that big season, it was every week. It was every week they were just up the centre.
I mean, he's pretty good at lock as well, though. But I mean, you bring over someone like Arrow, and they've been starting him in the trials off the bench, and with Latrell and Cody Walker in there, why wouldn't you just be throwing it out and get to your back?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it. I'll fucking take Josh Morris. Fuck it.
Who?
Scott Morris. The
Brett Morris, sorry. Well, they're fucking the same.
They're both good, but one's a much better try.
Yeah,
one's on the wing.
One scores Supercoach points and one doesn't.
Yeah. Oh, what are we going to go? Oh, did he take Tavita guy?
Yeah.
I was going to take him. All right. I'm going to go. I'll take Yo.
I'll fill up the front row and we'll go Clemmer.
All right. And 2 more and then we wrap up, Joshy.
Yeah, mate.
Christian Welch.
Surely you've got to pick Welch, mate. You've got to pick him.
You got to pick him, yeah.
That's why I was dead set gunning for Tavita there because I live in Tavita Loca. But
Yeah.
Well, it's like Brent a couple of years ago. He called his team Pinga Ponga and then didn't pick Ponga.
because you probably jinx it.
All right, fellas.
All right.
All right, boys and girls. Well, that's round 4. We'll give you an update. We'll put up the end result on the BJ Facebook page, and we'll have a look. But this will just be 8 blokes having a bit of fun this season. There's nothing on it. There's no money or anything. It's just a little bit of draft action. So, boys and girls, thank you very much for joining the stream. It's been a good one. I've actually enjoyed this. It's been nice and quick, considering sort of how long some of the other ones last.
Streamlabs OBS is beautiful, performing and feature packed. I don't know why that's fucking popping up on my window at the moment, but okay.
Love the advertising.
Yeah.
All right, Bogan, end the stream. Thanks, guys. We'll catch you all next week. Cheers, Adro. Thanks for joining in.
Catch us all Sunday.
Later.
Sunday. Stay tuned on the Twitter and the
Sunday
Facebook.
will be huge. We will throw it up everywhere, and should be good.
Yep.
I'm on the clock, aren't I? Hang on. Fuck.
Yep. Hold on. Let me. Good night, everyone. Have a good weekend.
We got.